Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy. Today I am also using a bunch of products from the Some Assemblage Required shop. So some wood veneer is going on my layout. And it is also Mixed Media Mayhem Day, which requires us to use metallic, stamps, and acrylic paint. I'm also playing along with the Iron Crafter Challenge, which is a monthly challenge. And we are given one item that we are supposed to use on this layout. Today it is sequins. These are the wood veneer pieces that I'm considering using for today's layout. I really love the fishing pole, and I really love the little girl with the fishing pole. So this is the middle of the three kids that I take care of, the younger of the two girls. And I did a layout for her sister a couple weeks back where her dad had taken them fishing and she caught a fish. Well, this is the actual same trip, and this one caught a fish also. So you know, if one's got to have a layout in her album about her first fish, the other one's going to have it. So that's what I'm going here with, and I really like how this ends up working out. So I'm just using some white acrylic paint, and I am just brushing it on the background of my kit, or my background paper. This is a paper from the Rust and Revs collection that we are using for this week's Kit Conspiracy, where MK and I are using the exact same supplies to create a layout. This is layout number 1, using it, and I don't use a ton from the collection, but I am using the paper. I'm using a couple of frames. I'm going to use that piece off to the side that says Adventure. I thought I might use that stamp that I have to the side, but I don't end up using that stamp. I end up pulling out a couple of others. But in all reality, the wood veneer and the sequins really do all of the work on this particular layout. I am going to do a little bit of stamping, but it's not going to be really super prevalent in my layout. It will be there in the background, and then I do a little bit for the label that I'm going to put on here. I am making a couple of shaker pockets, so I'm using the frames from the kit, and I am using a little bit of, what is that stuff called? Transparency. Overhead transparency type stuff, acetate. Some people use packaging, some people even use tulle, which I know seems like it might be something different, but yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do this. I tend to use this because this is what I have on hand, and I feel like it's a little bit stronger than the packaging would be, so that's what I go with. Now I do have this really big roll of foam tape. This is from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I can't remember the name of it, but I will try to remember to put a link down below for it. And then I am using some boho chic sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and those have been in my stash for quite some time. So I don't know that they would even be available at this point. This little turquoise tool that I've got is a powder tool, which you can use for embossing, but I'm using it to get rid of some of the static in the sequins so that they don't just all kind of cling to the front of the acetate there. And that tool is from Tailored Expressions. It is by far the best powder tool that I have found on the market, hands down. I love it. I don't use it a ton just because I don't do embossing a lot, but it is, I don't know, it's by far the best one I've used, and I've used several. So I would highly recommend it. I'll try to remember to put a link for that down below as well. This particular piece is also going to be a shaker pocket, but since you're only going to see that little one edge that is peeking out from behind the photo, I'm going to go ahead and put my foam tape across there and create a chamber for the sequins, because there's no sense in putting a bunch of sequins behind the photo that you're not going to see. I want them to stay in that little window. It's kind of like the side light window on the front door, if you know what I mean. Like, you can see in this little side light windows, but the door is solid. That's what I feel like it looks like. And so you're going to see those sequins kind of in that pile. And I think having the white acrylic paint behind also helps those sequins have a little bit of extra pop. In this case, I decided to pop a little bit of that powder into my bag of sequins, because when I did it the first time, I kind of got the powder all over the actual window, and I don't really want it on the window. I want it kind of on the sequins to kind of keep them from just getting stuck to the window. So I'm trying it this way and seeing if that works a little better, and in fact it does. I did not tear off the backer off that one edge until I poured the sequins in, because that little window was very narrow, and normally I would just pile my sequins up and then lay my window down around it, but because I couldn't see everything and with the photo being there, I felt like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and leave the edge open so I can pour them in instead. So now I'm adding the wood veneer. I've got the little girl with the fish down in the bottom window. I've got this piece that says "Life is simple, eat, sleep, fish" going to the right of the photo, and then I'm kind of using the fishing pole as a bit of an underline, if you will, or a framework for that photo. And I think it's super cute. I am going to add some string to it, so it's not how it's going to be when it's all said and done, but I'm really liking how it looks so far. I am using a stamp set from Elizabeth Craft Designs. This is a Christmas stamp set, which I really, I bought the whole thing for this one stamp. I have used it for other things, but I really bought it for this label stamp because I find that it's like the perfect size for a little label tucked in above your photo or something. The ink that I'm using is the Catherine Pooler Champagne ink, which I thought matched the background and gives a little bit of a metallic feel. Metallic was one of the things we needed to use for Mixed Media Mayhem. So I've got metallic sequins. Sequins work for Iron Crafter. And then I've also got the metallic stamp that or ink pad that I'm using. So I feel like that really kind of helps everything just have a little extra shine and finishes the label off, and it ties in really nicely with that wood grain background. Now I'm using some linen thread from Stampin' Up, and I'm just trying to find kind of a natural twisty way to put it around my photo. I'm not exactly sure where I want it to go quite yet, but it is going to go up the same edge that the sequins are on, and then I am going to dangle a little fish from it. So I'm just trying to figure out a natural kind of curly cute for it to go, and it does come off of the roll in a kind of a natural manner already because it is rolled up, but I don't really want it as curly as it's coming off of the roll. So I'm just kind of playing around with that, and I will use a little liquid glue to tack it down into place, especially where the little twists are. And I don't really follow the whole line. It doesn't have to be 100% tacked down. It just needs to be in little spots here and there. And I feel like that's going to hold it in place well enough. And then you can see I've got the little fish on the left hand side of the photo there. That's where my string is going to end. And the wood veneer is adhesive backed, so it's really easy to attach that string to the fishing pole, and then again really easy to attach it to the mouth of the fish because it's already adhesive. So I'm just going to trim it off, peel the backer off the fish, and stick it down. Now all of this wood veneer did come with a masking over the front of it to keep it nice and safe when it is being cut and cut and scored and etched, and that keeps it from scorching in the machine that cuts it. So you do need to peel those off. Mine are already peeled off, but if you order from Some Assemblage Required, you will want to peel the front off of all of your pieces, and then the back you can peel those as well because that's the adhesive. So don't peel them till you're ready to stick them though, because they're really sticky and they work really well. So now I'm working on this label. It's way too big. I ended up doing 2 of them to kind of span across that wood veneer piece, but they're definitely too big as they were. So I kind of just trimmed them down, and I'm scooting that bottom one up a little bit so it doesn't stick out quite as much. I wanted to show, like, I didn't want it to be evenly spaced with the label having as much on the top and the bottom of that wood veneer showing. And here's where I'm going to do a little bit of first and second generation stamping. I am using, again, that same ink pad, the champagne ink from Catherine Pooler, which is metallic. And then I'm using another one of the Elizabeth Craft Design stamp sets. This one is like a mason jar set. I don't know what it's actually called. It's mason jar something, but I'll put a link down below if it's still available. I'm not sure that it is because it's been in my stash for a while. That one says Collect Moments. This one says Good Times, and I'm liking how that's looking. I am also stamping it one time with my black archival ink just to make it so you can see it even better. My title is going to be Fishy Adventure, and I'm going to use these Concord and 9th letters to stamp the word fishy. right above the word adventure. And then I'm doing the same thing using that champagne, which I know is not going to show up really dark, but it kind of gives you that shadowy effect. And then I'm going to also stamp it in the black as well to make it pop a little bit extra. And I like the way that that looks. I think it looks really good. I think I'm going to end up going back and stamping the fishy one more time just so it looks like there's a little bit more overlap. Now that piece that says adventure, I just put a little bit of adhesive on it. I didn't feel like it needed to be popped up since I've already got so many dimensional items on here. And there is my little shadow of the word fishy. Here are the stamp sets that I used. This one is called the Mason Jar Special Stamps. It's CS 230. This one is called Winter Words. It's CS 142. And I will try to remember to put those linked down below for you in case, like I said, in case they're still available. That is it, you guys. Don't forget to go check out everyone playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem and the Iron Crafter Challenge. And with Kit Conspiracy, don't forget to check out MK's channel and see what she is doing today. I really love how this came out. I hope you did too. If you did, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. All the links for the playlists for everyone playing along in all of these series are down below, so go and give them a little bit of love. Thanks again for watching and spending time with me today. I will be back again with another one tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.